And welcome to this week's edition of our weekly coaching webinar. I'm really glad everybody could be here today. So 2 weeks ago, we kind of started a rundown of like over 37 different social media hacks that you could learn to, or basically you could use to grow your business. And these came from two powerful events I went to, Social Media Marketing World and Traffic and Conversion Summit, both in San Diego a few weeks ago. And since then, I've had, last week I was out at another conference and got a bunch of great information, which we'll talk about in the weeks to come. And I hope Megan took very good care of you last week when a guy was gone. And I hope you enjoy a change up and not just listening to me all the time. So today we're going to be diving in and we're going to be talking more about social media. We're going to be talking about really three main channels. I want to talk a little bit more about Facebook Live. We did talk about Facebook groups. We did talk about the Facebook page. We want to talk a little bit more about live streaming today. I also want to dive in and talk a little bit more here about YouTube. A lot of great strategies for YouTube. This is something that we didn't get a chance to really dive into and talk about. And then we're going to talk about all things LinkedIn. I'm not sure. I don't think I got a chance to dive in aggressively to LinkedIn. There's a lot of great things that I think that we're going to talk about here. And we're going to talk a little bit more about LinkedIn. If you missed us 2 weeks ago, you should check it out. We dove in. We talked a little bit more about Instagram. We talked a little bit more about Pinterest. We talked a little bit about Twitter. We talked about Facebook posting as well. And I don't know, a bunch of other stuff as we went through those. So let's go ahead. Let's dive in and talk about these three platforms. So I first started live streaming here on Periscope. And I've been on Periscope now for, I don't know, I guess a couple of years. I think I've been here. I don't know what's going on here. Log in. Let me see if I can log into Periscope. I thought I was already logged into Periscope, but we'll see here. If not, we'll see if I can log in. So I first started live streaming on Periscope, I think going on a couple of years ago. We've done what now, 78 different broadcasts. I do about a week every week, so about a year and a half ago. And this was my first experimenting with live streaming. And I currently still do go live on Periscope, although I will be stopping going live on Periscope. This will be my last month just because my Periscope and my Facebook sessions are primarily the same thing on different days. I just did it to capture two different audiences. But after giving Periscope a great run, what I've realized is that we really get a fraction of the exposure here on Periscope that we do on Facebook and other platforms like YouTube. And now that Twitter has come out with Twitter Live, then I think you're going to see them pretty much do away with Periscope when it's all said and done. I think the usership and all the statistics with Periscope show it diminishing. And I see the same thing. I've stayed with Periscope because in the beginning, I had like 300 people on my second live stream ever. And I thought, man, this is amazing. It was way more than Facebook. And in that time, I've seen my Facebook following grow substantially, whereas Periscope has continued to diminish. So I went through and looked at some of the highest viewed videos. It's just not worth maintaining. So the reason I tell you all this is because there's a lot of places you can go if you're going to live stream. Periscope is one. Instagram's another. Instagram has a live streaming feature there as well. Facebook is another. And yet now Twitter is going to be rolling out Twitter Live as well. So and YouTube Live as well. Those are the main ones I can think of. So the question becomes, where do you actually go to post live? Well, I've tried Instagram and it went off pretty well. People liked it quite a bit, but the problem is we had very, very, very few people on the stream. I think less than 10 people on the stream, and I only tested it once, but so far I've never seen anybody successfully win here at Periscope, which, by the way, this is one of my favorite pictures of all times. This was at a boot camp, and you can see that everybody is just walking away, and I'm just posing right there for the camera. Isn't that that's like a complete spur of the moment. Funny thing, I don't even know how that happened. But anyways, that's why I don't go on social media, guys, because I have ADD and I get distracted quickly. So Instagram didn't work very well. We had a lower turnout on Instagram than anywhere else. I've never found anybody that's really been successful here, even when they're successful on Instagram. Not to say it's not possible. Periscope's diminishing. So if you're going to put your efforts into something else, I would probably stay away from Periscope as well. Twitter Live is going to be new. We'll see what happens, and it's only going to be a matter of time before LinkedIn Live rolls out as well. YouTube Live we'll talk about. That's actually working really well for us. But here's my suggestion. My suggestion is that you go live on Facebook. Everything I've tested, I've now tested for over a year and a half. I've tested these different platforms. I've looked to see what you can do, what's not possible, what is possible. And what I found is that Facebook has advanced aggressively into the space of video, especially into live video, and it really goes a long way. Now, last time we looked at our Facebook page and we just looked at the fact that when you're dealing with live streams, you're getting tons more engagement. So if you were here with us 2 weeks ago, you saw that when we just did comparisons of, which is taking forever here, when we did just simple comparisons of views, which is just cool. I didn't know we were just at Renata's event a couple weeks ago or last week. So if you look at views, and we're going to scrolling down to see if you can see a live stream here. I wasn't here last week and we post a lot, so it's not as easy to get to as what my live streams typically are. So when we look at live streams, what we find out is this. Periscope typically, and this was actually me out last week on vacation, and that posts multiple times. So let me just go, sorry guys, this is taking so long. Usually I live stream every week, so it's fairly easy to get to these, but we post a lot here on Facebook, and this is taking me a little bit of time to actually get to a live stream here, but I promise you I will get to a live stream here. So what we find is that, as we talked about last time, you know, the amount of people that Facebook shows your actual post to is very, very, very minimal. And again, the more engagement you get, the higher, here's the live stream finally, the higher amount of posts they show. So we could see here's one that has 561 views, and it doesn't say, and you can see here that had 561. You could see here how many people were reached. So the reach on regular post is very small, and you got to consider that we have over 26,000 people that follow our page, and Facebook is choosing to show very few people. And as we talked about 2 weeks ago, it makes sense because they have to decide what's on your actual news feed, and what they put on your news feed is stuff that gets the most engagement. So live streams, I found historically, get the most engagement. They get the most likes, they get the most comments, they get the most shares. And because of these likes, comments, and shares, that's what gets them a lot of placement naturally on Facebook, meaning Facebook shows it to more people because there's more engagement. But Facebook also shows it to more people because Facebook wants video. Facebook is really going in the direction of video to a point, and I'm down here looking at views because it's weird to sit there and look at myself talking. So Facebook likes live video. They're going a long way. If you haven't seen Facebook shows, you should look into it. They actually have a new platform where you actually can get TV shows, and even ads they're promoting video over live streaming. So the bottom line is you need to really add a live stream to your actual arsenal of social media, because for one, people do business with the people that they know, like, and trust, right? And when you're live, they can see you, they can interact with you, they can ask questions, you answer the questions, then it's just a deeper level of engagement with you, right? They can actually relate to you better. And if they can relate to you better, they relate to your brand better. And if they relate to you and relate to the brand better, you have a better chance of buying. So it's not uncommon for us to keep a large amount of people, not a large amount, not a huge, but probably 50, 60 people live on a stream at one given time, where that number stays pretty consistent. We've seen 100 plus on the stream at one given time. And then of course, when you end that, the views are hundreds or nearly 1,000. So in a lot of cases, if we go about 40 minutes or an hour, which this is a shorter one, then what happens is we see our views get up to about 1,000 views. Okay. And then some, and we're still working on this. I'm not at all taking pride in our numbers here. There's a lot of things I'm going to teach you today that we're working on to even improve this. The bottom line is you can't beat Facebook like this. Facebook is not going, no matter how big you build your audience, and you can see how big our audience is, it doesn't matter. They're not going to show your stuff to many people unless you're getting engagement. 2 weeks ago, we talked about getting engagement. One of the best ways to get engagement is to do a live stream. So there's a lot of different options you have here to do live streams. Mine are always the same. It's always whiteboard and it's always chalkboard. And there's a reason for that. The reason for that is because a lot of people do interview streams. Well, I have a podcast. So I do all my interviews on our podcast. Now we are about to get our podcast be video, and then that way we can have that as an actual separate section of our YouTube and probably set it up other places too. When Facebook lets us do it as a show, we're going to set that up as a Facebook show. But I don't do interviews on live streams because, quite honestly, we do them on podcast, and I want to have different formats. So that's a big lesson that I kind of want to teach you today is that what do you do here? There's Instagram, there's Periscope, there's LinkedIn, there's Facebook and YouTube, and there's all these different platforms. So one of the things that I've learned is that over the last few weeks and going to these sessions is, first of all, choose the platforms you want to choose to do live or interviews or whatever, and choose a format. So for us, for example, our format of interviews is on iTunes. So if we go and we've decided that we're going to do interviews here on iTunes. This is going to be where we're going to do interviews is through our actual podcast here. And through our podcast, we are also going to start doing video. And even though a lot of these channels won't let you do video because by definition, podcast is audio, we are going to take the video and use it in places like creating a YouTube playlist, and Facebook will eventually have shows that will let all of us do. And we will make that into a separate show as well. That's our interview format. Our question and answer format is going to be Facebook. Our Q&A, whiteboard, blackboard presentations is going to now be on Facebook. This is where if you want to engage with us, if you want to ask questions, if you want to get answers in live real time, then you're going to want to find us here. And then YouTube, of course, is where we do PowerPoints. This is where we do all of our PowerPoint presentations, where we go through and typically just do PowerPoints like the one that we did today. So those are our formats, and that's something I suggest for you. Choose the format you want to do. We have interview, we have PowerPoint, we have whiteboard sessions, and we put those across 3 medias. Part of the reason that we're going to stop doing Periscope and continue doing Facebook is because what we want to do is we don't want to split our audience for live amongst 2 audiences anymore. We want to push everybody to Facebook, so then that way our Facebook streams become bigger, because the more people that follow us here on Facebook, the more people engage, the more engagement, the more views we get, because that way Facebook shows it to more people. So that's one of the things I want to tell you. Do you go live on Instagram and go live on Facebook? The idea here is that, do you go live to where all your people are? Historically, what I found in a year and a half is no, you don't. Do we get some people on Periscope that maybe won't follow us on Facebook? Possibly. But the bottom line is, by us going all in on Facebook, now it's easier for us to promote everywhere. Do you want to interact with us? Do you want a live Q&A? Well, then you go to Facebook Live for that. Now, there's a million tools you can use online for interviews and to pull multiple platforms together where your streams go live everywhere else. I don't do it. Here's why. I want people to engage. I want people to ask questions. To me, that's what live streaming is all about. Live streaming is all about the engagement. It's about people able to ask you questions, you able to answer questions, etc. Now, there's some cool things with live streams I've recently realized that you can do going to social media marketing world that I didn't know you could do. And I'm going to teach you some of those things that are pretty cool. First of all, one of the things I learned the other day when I was gone during this actual last trip is that you can put, and I knew that you could do this, I just didn't know, well, it's a couple of the details. One of the cool things, hacks that I saw, and I don't know how to do it yet, and I will figure it out, is somebody had a timer up here. And for the first 30 seconds, they basically say, hey, a shout out to everybody that that shares this within the first 30 seconds. And a timer counted down from 30 down to 0, and the person gave a shout out to every one of those. I thought that was pretty cool. It got them about 100 to 150 shares at the very beginning of the video, which I thought was cool. Another cool hack that I thought was really interesting that I recently learned is to use a code word in the very beginning. The people take a little while to come on, but the people that watch it on a replay mention that there's a code word. Hey, the code word today is money. And then in 2 minutes into the stream, you tell them, say, hey, I mentioned in the very beginning what the code word was. I'm not, if you want to go back, you can watch it and see what it is. At the end, I'm going to tell you what to do with that code word. And then at the end, what happens is you tell them, hey, for all of you that heard the code word, you're going to go and tweet this code word, and you're going to get this guide or this, or you're going to tell them the action to take to get a reward. So I like that strategy because everything about human psychology says that's going to work. What that means is it means you're opening what's called opening a loop. You're opening a loop, and our brains don't like these loops to be open. We need closure to things. So when you say to somebody, hey, look, at the end, I'm going to tell you how to use this code word, and I just told you what it was, the people that didn't listen to it will go back to the playback and listen to the code word, and they're more apt to stick around to actually get the reward that comes with that code word. So I thought that was a pretty smart idea. Another thing you can do specifically and fairly easy with Facebook is put an intro video here, and I like that too. Do a 5 or 10-second intro, because anybody that goes live will tell you that it usually takes up to 30 seconds for people to really start coming in the room. So kill part of that time by coming in and putting like a countdown timer for 5 or 10 seconds. You can get a short little video cover that's done on Fiverr that's a countdown from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, or 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, done for you. Then you can plug it into the beginning of your video. So when you go live, that plays, then you go live. And so that eats up part of that 30 seconds. And it's a pretty cool appearance that I saw. Not something I'm able to show you right now, but that's something else I thought was really cool. So these are some cool hacks with live video. Do a countdown timer. Not sure how to do it yet. I will figure it out and let you know. Where you count down from 30 and give them a promotion to share. That way they have an actual incentive to share. Do an intro video before your video plays to do a countdown for you to start to eat up part of that 30-second time. Use a code word in the beginning. 2 minutes in, tell them, hey, I'm going to tell you what to do with the code word at the end. Don't tell them what the code word is. Make them go back to watch the very beginning of the video to get it. And then at the end, tell them a call to action. Another really, really super cool thing I learned, one of the coolest things I've learned with live video that I didn't know is this. If you use a service called ManyChat, now I've talked about ManyChat before. ManyChat is basically bots. They're basically bots for Facebook. We're starting to use ManyChat more and more and more. And this is kind of, they'll show you like what a bot is and how a bot works. So a bot basically automates some conversations for you. So for example, we have bots that when you go to our Facebook page, if you've never been there, a bot will engage with you from ManyChat. We also have bots that you can go to through email and just like, hey, you want to qualify for financing, engage with our bot. They engage, they say, the bot comes up and says, hey, would you like a business loan? And they say, yes or no. And they say, yes. They say, okay, great. Well, let me ask you a few good questions. What's your revenue? And they say, is it more than 10,000 a month or less? They say more. A video plays showing that they qualify for revenue lending. So bots automate and start some of these conversations. But what I like about ManyChat with Live that I recently learned, this is a super cool hack, is that when people are leaving comments here, people can basically come in using ManyChat, and you have the ability to have them leave a comment such as EIN, and then that will engage the bot. So why I like that is that I have whiteboards all over my office, and I have a little section that is just for links to go to, creditsuite.com/Facebook. And I tell everybody, I say, hey, go to creditsuite.com/Facebook to get your free guide, right? Because the whole purpose of me is to doing live is to get them into my email sequence. The problem with that is that I have to send them from the live stream to a website to do it. And if they're watching the live stream on mobile, then they're not going to abandon the live stream to go to a website to get the free guide. Then they have to write it down. Well, what if they're in a car or somewhere they can't write it down? Well, what's cool about this is instead of them going to creditsuite.com/Facebook, and they have to go to this and they're on mobile and they can't, now they don't have to leave the stream to do it. They could just come in and I could say, hey, everybody, if you want a free guide on building business credit, simply type in the comment EIN. And what happens is when they type in the comment EIN, ManyChat then activates because we told ManyChat that that's the keyword. And ManyChat says, hey, are you looking for a free guide on how to build business credit for your EIN that's not linked to your personal social security number? And they say, then you give them a choice, yes or no. Yes, perfect. Here's your free guide. Click to download. And so now instead of pushing somebody away from the live stream, which is hard to do on mobile to get a free guide, now through ManyChat, you can do this just by simply them entering a comment, which is like super cool. Like, that is a really cool thing that most people don't know you can do. And it's impressive to your audience that you could even do that kind of thing, because that's not something I've ever seen before on live streams. I'm sure a lot of people know how to do it. It's just not something you commonly see. So use ManyChat. ManyChat is super cheap to begin with. You're going to love it. And it's a bot that automates some conversation for you. Automate a conversation when somebody first comes to your website. Automate some other conversations. Why do you want to do this? Because you want to start building a messenger list. What's happening with Messenger, guys, is that Facebook is now more than ever. Facebook is now coming in and letting you advertise through Messenger now. They're already letting people advertise. They're trying hot and heavy to build an actual audience here. And here's why. Because again, people's news feeds are full. So if we go to Facebook, what we see is that they've run out of advertising space here to be able to come in and actually promote and advertise. There's no more. So they're racking up the prices. The prices for anybody that advertises on Facebook, we're now spending more money. So Facebook is saying, where else can we let ads run? Well, they're going to do it in groups. And this is why groups are becoming so big in Facebook. Now, if you haven't started a group, we talked about it 2 weeks ago, you should. And again, if you don't know why, look, let's just count the first 10 posts on my page. This is a group post. Okay, this is an actual advertisement. This is a group post, 3. So we're looking at 3 posts. This is a 4. So the 4 posts that I see on my news feed, 3 of them are groups. Here's the 5th post. 4 of them now are groups. Okay, here's the 6th post. 5 are groups. Here's an ad. Here's something else. And here's a group. So of 10 of the posts that are on my page, 7 of them are groups. You understand why? You know what Facebook is doing? Facebook is trying to get us more engaged with groups so they can start running ads there. They're doing exactly the same thing with Messenger. And this is why the 2 things you need to be doing right now is you need to create a Facebook group, because it's the best form of advertising you're ever going to get absolutely for free. I mean, it's insane. Facebook is growing our group for us, because without us doing a lot of promotion, because they want to start advertising in groups. And that's inevitably what's going to happen. And that's why when you look at that. That's crazy. 1.5, 1.6 new members, 1,600 new members in the last 28 days. And it cost us nothing to get them, not a dime. We didn't spend a dime to get 1,600 new followers in our group, because Facebook is promoting them, because Facebook wants to start letting advertising happen. Guys, they're doing the same thing with Messenger. They're building a messenger list, because what they found with Messenger is they found that the younger generation is abandoning Facebook for platforms like Snapchat, and they want to go to a messenger type format. So they're promoting Messenger to attract the younger generations. And again, so they can start promoting ads. So ManyChat lets you come in and start running these bots to automate conversations, but it lets you get an opt-in list. Once you have an opt-in list, then you can solicit this list. So the reason we're using it, for example, is when we go live here, what we're going to do is we're going to use Messenger to basically send a message to everybody that's a subscriber of us on Messenger to notify them 5 minutes before we go live. So now we build this huge messenger list, and 5 minutes before we go live once a week, that's not annoying, right? We're only sending them a message once a week. 5 minutes before we go live, we promote that we're going live on Messenger, and then that helps us get a huge boost of attendees on actual Messenger. And then again, using ManyChat as well, you're using ManyChat to build your messenger list. Then you also use ManyChat to come in and do things like typing in the letters EIN to trigger a quick conversation, which takes minutes to build in ManyChat. I don't build them, so I can't really show you that. But I will tell you that it's very quick to do. I've seen the process. And then you have people engage and can even opt in, get your guide. They can even push the information to you to your actual CRM. There's all types of things you could do. But what's nice about this is Messenger, they already know your email and they already know your name. So you don't even have to ask them for that. You can basically just give them the download or ask for the email only, and you get the name, the phone number, and the email from Facebook. So it's fantastic, right? We all know recent events that Facebook is more than willing to give out our private information to anybody that pretty much wants it, even the psychological data behind it. So that's exactly how that works. So ManyChat, get it. It's super cheap. It's super easy. Start a chat bot on your actual company page. Use it to program these quick things in there people can type in to come in and get engagement. And then use it to start building a messenger list. People, give them an option in your email. Give them free guides. Give them incentives in your email campaigns to jump in and contact you through Messenger. We're getting ready on our main website to replace our actual chat here with ManyChat, with actually not ManyChat, with another service that lets us use Facebook Messenger here as our chat. Why not? If we're going to have a chat on our website, why not do it through a Facebook chat where the chat never goes away, right? Have you ever had that happen? You wait 10 minutes for a chat and then you forgot about it. And then you go back and they're like, oh, sorry, with no response. We closed the session. You're like, crap, I got to restart the whole thing over again. Well, in Messenger, that never happens, right? Messenger never closes. You can always access it. So we're going to replace chat on our website with Messenger because why not? If we're going to chat, which has been hugely successful on our website, by the way, I suggest you do it. Well, then we might as well, beyond just doing that, we might as well as come in and build a list. In the meantime, Messenger lets us build a list and chat. So make sure that you get ManyChat. It's super simple. I've just given you a bunch of hacks and things you could do with it. And so live stream, focus on Facebook. I would choose a format you want to do or two, right? On my podcast, our podcast, what we do is I do interviews and then I do my YouTube live content on there. It's one recording is released a week with YouTube, like a presentation, and one is an actual Q&A. So it's okay to have multiple formats. Maybe you want to do a Q&A, maybe you want to do whiteboard, blackboard, but schedule them. You can also schedule them now. And again, I knew how to do this and told somebody how to do it, but I'm not exactly sure. So let's click settings, which always seems to be good. Yeah, I'm going to leave this page. I don't need to leave that comment. So through settings, you can even come in here, and I'm not exactly sure how, and I'm probably not going to fumble through this with you guys here, but you can even come in and schedule your live streams here too. And you can always probably better off to just Google scheduling live streams, because I obviously am not exactly sure. But you can schedule your live streams. So we now schedule our live streams. We now have really cool images that we're going to start using to promote every live stream uniquely with your things. We're using our subscriber list on Facebook Messenger to tell people we're going live 5 minutes before we go live. We're using a countdown timer. We're going to use these code words. These things make it fun. They make it engaging. Another cool thing that I learned that I didn't know that really makes a ton of sense is, let's keep in mind, and I'm not going to scroll down to find another video. I'm going to take a shortcut here. So which by the way, this is using a service called Promo, which you can't hear the audio, but it's really cool video. And if you type in Promo video, we're testing some of these videos. It's super cool, super fun to use, super fun kind of videos. You really should check that out. So on the videos, when you want to schedule them first to let people know what you're doing and when you're actually going to go live, you want to make sure you do as much as possible to promote that you are going live. Find the format that you want to use. Do those different formats. Those are all things that can help you when you go live to make sure that you have the absolute best success and get the most amount of views, right? Because that's ultimately the goal here. Now, another cool thing that I learned is that when you do this and you go live for the first time, as people start to come into the room, then what you want to do is you want to ask them, say, hey, ask them a simple question. Hey, where's everybody from? What state do you live in? What business are you in? Can you hear me okay? And here's the reason why. Because if I come into my streams, and these are things I have not been doing, all new hacks that I learned, which is why I'm teaching you the newest stuff. If I come into the stream and I say, hey, guys, tell me, what business are you in? And there's 10 people there, and all 10 say, I'm in this business. And I say, great, what state are you in? And they all comment. Well, all of a sudden, within minutes, Facebook sees 20 different comments in there. So what Facebook does is their algorithm goes, oh man, this video just went live. People are coming in the room and everybody's engaging. So guess what they do? They show it to more people. So keep in mind, the whole idea here with social media, especially live, is to get engagement. So by prompting engagement, I've learned this the hard way. You don't just expect people to engage, promote engagement. Give them a shout out if they share. Hey, you shared this, I'm giving you a shout out for the first 30 seconds or through it. Ask them to like, ask them to comment, do things that get them to engage. Because when I go to them and say, what business are you in? What state are you in? If Facebook sees 20 comments really quickly, then what Facebook does is automatically start showing it to more people. They start increasing the view count. And the higher the view count, the more people see it, the more people come in, the more you're still continuing your tactics to be able to get more engagement. The more engagement you get, the more Facebook shows it. So those are some hacks that will help you with live streaming. And of course, you've heard me before talk about Live Leap. You need to do Lively, period, because it's super cheap and it's super easy to do, and it pulls together all of your social media channels. So the way that Facebook Live Leap works is you, again, and I will go over this, and I've shown this before, but I'm going to show it again, guys, because this is amazing. What it basically does is it lets you come in and go live on all these pages. So if you see, when we go live on 9 Facebook pages. We go live on 7 groups. We go live in 2 Twitter accounts, 1 LinkedIn account. So when our Facebook goes live now, we go live everywhere. And now I'm going to start going live on my personal Facebook page. It's something I've not done in the past because I've tried to create some separation, but I can't. Right now, 70% of the people that are my friends on Facebook are people that a lot of them I don't even know. They're people that follow us. And maybe 30%, maybe even 20% are my actual, like my friends. So my close friends. So again, what we've realized is I'm going to attach my personal page here. We have our company pages, we have our groups, we have Twitter. Now, the other thing we've done is this has been so successful that we've partnered with friends of ours too, like my buddy Derek Harper, Mark Claiborne, in the credit repair industries, for example, and we're admins of each other's groups. So when I go live on theirs, they go live on mine. And when I go live on our own page, Credit Suite's page, I go live in their groups as well using LiveLeap. And I taught them how to use LiveLeap, and they do exactly the same thing. So now when Derek goes live, he goes live in our Get Business Credit group. When I go live in his groups, etc. So this has really helped boost our attendance to live streams because I'm now able to collaborate with peers, go to them, and make it where they can go live in my group, I go live in theirs. It doesn't just have to be people you know. You can go to other people, start actively participating in their group and go, man, I teach about business credit. I teach about this. Let's swap admins. You can go live in my group. I can go live in yours. Again, one of the reasons you want to have a group. So the way that this works basically is that LiveLeap lets you choose all the groups you manage. It lets you choose from the actual, the pages that you manage, the groups that you manage here. It lets you turn on and off what you're going live. As long as you're admin of it, you can go live into it, which, by the way, this is a perfect example. Okay, so I got a shout out from somebody on Messenger that says, hey, you're more than welcome to share content in our group. I want you to share content in our group. And I said, okay, great. I said, if you are cool with it, make me admin, and then I will add you here. This is a perfect example. I have to see if I can find that Facebook message, and I'll show you exactly how this works because this was a fantastic example of what I'm teaching right now. And so I said, well, that's cool. Well, then what we'll do is this. Then let me know when you actually, I said, then make me admin if your page, if you'd like to, if this is something you're interested in. And then what can happen is that when I go live, I will then go live in your group as well. And he said, that's fantastic. Thanks again. That's perfect. Okay, so again, that's something that that I think could work really well. I'm trying to kind of give that up and see. What's on our Facebook group? Okay, so that being said, so he made me admin. So he came in and I said, hey, you want me to go live in your group? Then make me admin, and when I go live, I'll go live in your group as well. He loved that idea. So what he did was he added me right here, and now I'm going to turn that on. Now that means when I go live, I'm going to go live into his group. Click next. I'm going to go back and show you what I'm skipping here. And now I'm finished. So as simple as that, I just increased it from 7 Facebook groups to 8 Facebook groups. And it's all because somebody saw my content and said, I like your content. Can you share your content in my group? And I said, no problem. I'll do that. Also, when you make me admin, I'll go live in your group. Love the idea. Then made me admin. The minute I'm admin, you just saw what happened. They now come in and they actually gave me the ability to add. Here is admin. Now I'm admin, and now I go live into all these groups. So this is exactly what LiveLeap will let you do. The same with Twitter accounts. Now, I've connected my professional and the company's account. I've connected the LinkedIn account here, you can see. So my LinkedIn, my Twitter accounts, you can share to SMS lists. So when I go live, which this is exactly what I'm going to do now that I think about it, I don't know why I haven't thought about this before, but what I'm going to do now is I'll connect our SMS list for people that opt in to get our text training tips. And when we go live, they'll get a text notification as well. You could notify your email list. You could active campaign lists here. All of this you can do with LiveLeap. So this way, when you go live, all these people are notifications. Send live notifications to these websites. So again, if you've never seen the notification, if you've authorized somebody to give notifications like a little pop-up that they put on your screen whenever they want to send you a message, you can authorize those as well. So what LiveLeap lets you do is it lets you basically plug in all these different places that when you go live, it pushes your live stream to. So now when you go live, it goes live on your Facebook page, on your groups. It goes live on your personal page. If you want it to, you choose. Now you can choose other people to make you admin. You can go live into their groups. You can go live into their pages if they've made you admin. You can go live on your Twitter. You can go live in your YouTube or on your Facebook, Twitter. You can go live on LinkedIn. You can integrate with SMS lists, with all these different ways, because the more people you can promote your live stream to, the more people you can get into your live stream. So LiveLeap is something you definitely need to look into. So a lot on live streaming. Let's talk a little bit more about YouTube. So if you haven't done this for your social media cover pages, get professional, nice images done. I can't tell you how easy that is to do. You go to Fiverr. I found one guy that I like, and then I basically run everything through that one guy. Okay. Now I've tested different guys all the time, but it's easy to then have that one person make these for you for every single one, for Twitter, for Facebook, for YouTube. First of all, it's continuous. It's pretty much the same of all of our social media channels you go to, which is important, and it just gives you a bunch of credibility. Plus, you always want to put the subscribe link, etc., on the header. Okay, you always are going to have a first video, which I couldn't figure out how to access here. For some reason, you can't see my first video because YouTube recognizes that I've been here before. So it's not showing my intro video that usually plays for somebody that's brand new. And there used to be a way you could click that, which I'm not seeing it right now. Okay, but you also want to create playlists on YouTube. Now, what matters most is consistent content. I want to teach you some cool things we found out recently with YouTube. So YouTube is all about consistent content. What I've realized with YouTube is that, first of all, it's the second biggest search engine in the world and nobody's using it. It's baffling how simple it is. And let me show you. I'll give you an example. If I type in the word credit repair here, I'm not in credit repair, haven't been in credit repair for 5 years, but you'll see that that's an ad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, maybe I'm not even up here anymore. You'll see right here, advertised credit repair. You'll see that we've got a bunch of videos that show up here just because we actually put the content out. And I have a credit repair software. So you can see as you scroll, we have a bunch of videos that are here, which again, I'll tell you why you're not seeing this is even better. I love this example. So first of all, we used to be about 60% of when you'd search credit repair. We're not anymore. And here's an important lesson of why. YouTube has recently changed their algorithms, and now what they're looking for is fresh content. Fresh content will outweigh seasoned content. You need to know this, because this means that now you can compete with people that have thousands and thousands of videos and views, because that's not what they're looking for. What they're looking for on YouTube is they're now looking for fresh content for reputable sources. So it used to be that, like, you searched credit repair, we were all over the place. Now we're not, because they're letting all these people that are releasing fresher content 2 months ago get more attention. So look, if we look at this video, I don't know how many views this is. How does it even say how many views this is? Okay, 5.5 thousand views. Well, this video has less views, but it was released recently. So you can see that they're letting stuff that's released recently take priority, which means that you can capture. Now, anybody can conquer YouTube. It's just about consistent and good content. That's really the key here. That as long as you're releasing consistent and good content, then what you want to do is, if you're doing that one thing, then that is what is going to get you a ton of exposure. So we find as many ways to do that as possible. And I'm going to show you a really cool way that we found out here, for example, because once we realized this, once we realized how easy it was for us to get placed, then what we said was, we said, okay, what how can we get placement where we want people to find us? So one of the things that we realized was that we said, well, wait a second, people that are looking at the loans like business credit as well. So we did one huge PowerPoint presentation, and I'm trying to find that for you right now. And this one huge presentation of online lenders, I'm going to show you what we did. We basically, now, by the way, you could hire a researcher on Fiverr or Upwork to do this on anything you want. Okay, it doesn't have to be online lenders. What we did was we created these short PowerPoints. You can see here, lender's name, my slide, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 slides. Simple, right? 6 slides. We had somebody, a researcher, go to the website, get basic details, put it into a PowerPoint. We had our another virtual assistant make it look good. You can see here, Balboa Capital, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 slides. 5, 6 slides. Super simple, super short videos. Then what we did was we typed in reviews, because who doesn't like reviews, right? Everybody likes reviews. Now, why would we do this? Check this out. I don't know if it's going to work. It's happening in real time, so we'll see. Bond Street. Bond Street's a huge lender, guys. Huge lender. I type in Bond Street, and what you'll find, and maybe we'll pull up, maybe we won't. I don't know. Again, so when I look here, I don't really see Bond Street that we're pulling up. So let's try Balboa. Balboa, actually, I think it was under a different name. Balboa Capital. So you can see where we are here. So first of all, this is something called vidIQ. If you want to see all these statistics that I'm seeing, this is all free, by the way. All these metrics that I'm seeing on all these videos and searches, this is all free from a service called vidIQ. You can upgrade and get their more expensive version, but this allows me to see details on every single video. Here, check this out. Look at all the data. It tells me the tags we're using. It tells me the countries viewers are looking for, the devices they're looking for. It gives me their all different scoring, engagement rates, likes. It's telling me everything. All the inside information of every YouTube video I want to know, I can see right here. So vidIQ, completely free, and you can upgrade to another version, but all this information I'm looking at here is free. So the bottom line is Balboa Capital, huge lender. This is their page. This is their video. This is their video. We're right here. We are the third video under Balboa Capital now, and we're at Balboa Capital Review. I have to tell you, that's pretty freaking brilliant. And what happened and how I figured this out was that one of our lenders, Fundbox, came to us and said, well, we want to do a webinar with you. And we said, okay, because we think that we can get pretty high if we were to do one. And again, since it's a little older, what happens is we don't get as much play as we used to. But we were up here. Oh, look, right there we are. That's a perfect example. Guys, look at what just happened. Look at what I'm showing you. We are the top video for Fundbox. Guess what's under us? Their channel. We're beating their channel on YouTube. Here's why you need to know you got to do YouTube. It's the second biggest search engine in the world, and it's so simple to master. What they want is a ton of good content. And I'm going to show you how to get these kind of results in just a second. But look at this. We did this 3 months ago. We are now the top search for Fundbox. We are above their own channel. We are above their own videos. And even releasing new ones like Balboa Capital, this is their channel, 1, 2, we are the third video. If you are going to do business with Balboa Capital and you see Balboa Capital Review, aren't you going to click on that? And the short video, we're saying, here's our review, here's their rates, here's their terms, here's the programs, all available from their website. Hey, if you want to get with Balboa, well, then get with us, because we can get you with Balboa and we can get you with 1,000 other lenders. So why not go access all lenders in one place? So you can check out our channel and look at any of these videos. So we've looked at a couple examples. Let's just look at another one, Bluevine. Behalf. Let's do behalf. Let's do behalf. That sounds fun. Behalf. These are all recent videos, less than a month old. So I don't know what's going to happen here. So if I come in, actually, behalf is one of those words where it's not an actual lender. Okay, so let me do blue vine. Okay, blue vine. Okay, blue vine. So we type in blue vine, and maybe we're up here, maybe we're not. Here we are. So on blue vine, we are now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are like an 8th video here. And you can see we already have 421 reviews or views. So again, this is exactly what we did was we just came in and made a simple PowerPoint presentation for a bunch of these that we actually wanted to cover, and then we do it. Now, another quick way to hack YouTube is to come in and do, let's see, business loans for, okay. So another one is to come in and do this type of search, business loans for, and then leave it. And YouTube is going to tell you the top 10 search items that come up. Do a video with every single one of these exact search terms. Business loans for small company, business loans for startup, business loans for veteran. Here, I'll show you exactly how this works. Let's type in business loans for small company. I type in business loans. Now again, this didn't work as well as it used to, because now what they're doing is they're now looking at recent content above all else. But you can see here that we are in the top 10 videos here for business loans, small business. You can see right there. Here's another one as well. Here you go. Business loans for a small company. Why do you think we do a small video on business loans for a small company? Because that's what we saw people were searching for YouTube. These are 5 or 6 slide videos where we teach the same concept as probably if we went to business loans for startups, many of the similar programs. But in doing so, look at where we are, startup business loans. Okay, so let me scroll down here and see business loans for startups. So we do these shorter videos just to actually get played. Now, here's our longer content as well here. But you can see that these short videos we do are basically just so we can give them what they're looking for, business loans for women. Let's try that. See if we've been smart enough to do that. Small business loans for women. So this is the exact same content, guys. All we did was go through the same PowerPoints you have in your back office. You have more than you'll ever need. We took the content out and made 4, 5, 6 slide webinars. We made a big one. This thing has 200 and something slides, right? So this has 217 slides. And then what I did was in one day, I filmed every one of these videos. It took me like 3, 4, 5 hours. But I filmed every single one of these videos. Out of this, I got like, I don't know, 25 different videos to put on YouTube. We put them all on YouTube, and I told my virtual assistant to make them live every single week, one a week. So now I'm putting consistent content on YouTube. And then in doing so, it's content that then helps us place with every single one of these lenders. Ooh, let me try on deck. I don't even know if we're live with on deck. I don't even know if our video is live, but I want to see if we could even get attention with on deck with something like this, which I don't even think our video is live yet with them. So I don't think it is. But again, this is a brilliant strategy. It's super simple. It's easy. It doesn't take much time. You need to have strong calls to action, like this video, subscribe, and have a purpose, right? If I'm going to go after business loans, then these small videos here are going to have a strong call to action to go to get with us. If you're a woman and you want a small business loan, well, then get with us. Here's the link. Here's the call to action. We can help you with all these different loans or more. So simple way to do it. Now, when you do these videos, there's some things you need to know. First is the subject line. I'm going to teach you the stuff that nobody knows here on YouTube, and it's so easy to conquer if you know it, but people don't know it. So here's how it works. First, find out what people are looking for. Small business loans for women. How did we get it? We typed in small business loans, and this is what came up. Small business loans explained, small business loans, bad credit for minorities. Almost every single one of these, except for probably felons, you will find that we have a video for. Step 1, search YouTube and write down all the keywords that make sense for you to do videos on, okay? When you do the video, step 2, take the content we've already given you and come up with a PowerPoint, have a virtual assistant do this, very cheap, Fiverr, Upwork, that are just simple 5, 6 slides where you could teach a lesson, call to action, see how we have a link on the bottom of every slide, Okay, we got our contact info in the beginning and say, hey, look, if you want to work with Behalf, we work with Behalf and many other sources out there. So feel free to give us a ring or just visit our thing here, call to action, right? We go into the review and then we end up and we say exactly the same thing. Hey, make sure you've entered our link, call to action, prepare the short video. Next, make sure that the search term, small business loans for women, which is what we wanted to go after, that you make that your title, even if it doesn't make sense. Here, small business loans explained. Let me see if we got something here. Small business loans explained. Look, business loans explained. Why would we ever do a video titled Business Loans Explained? Because that's what people are searching for. So second thing, make the title of your video exactly the same as what the search is. Now, also make sure that this term, Business Loans Explained, and by the way, this wasn't for Small Business Loans Explained, it was just for Business Loans Explained. Then next thing is make this in your subject. So try to put it as quickly up here in the actual description as you can get it. This is wrong and we're fixing it. We should have, do you want to have business loans explained? Well, this video, we're going to explain business loans. Why? Look at what happens when you pull up a search. They're even looking for it. They're telling you that. They're saying, well, you searched this. We found this. We also found your keyword terms here in the first paragraph. Look at what they're doing. They're telling you, we're taking your search. It matches your search because this and this. So again, what's happening here is that YouTube is basically coming in and picking up a large part of what's in your title and what's in your actual description. Okay, so small business loans, let's go to veterans. Type this in. Let me just pick a video. Small business loans for veterans, small business loans for veterans. We did it to match this keyword. So you want to make sure that the title of the video is the same as the search. You want to make sure here, small business loans for veterans, discover small business loans for veterans. So we're saying it in the very beginning part, why we want YouTube to pick it up. YouTube says, oh, you want small business loan for veterans, small business loans for veterans, small business loans for veterans, boom. You also want to put those keyword terms, small business loans for veterans, as many times as you can in your description. You can see our descriptions are very, very, very short, and we're still ranking very, very high. Another thing you could do that nobody knows about is you could take the video, have it transcribed in a place like Fiverr or Upwork, and upload the transcription to YouTube. People don't know you could do this. YouTube can't pick up keywords from a video, but they can pick up keywords from a transcription. And when you upload the transcription to YouTube for the video, then now you're giving more keywords than anybody's ever going to put in a description. Now I have a keyword-rich title, a keyword-rich description. The whole thing is actually transcribed and uploaded as well. And then all of my keywords are also based on this as well. So again, guys, that's how you place videos. You find out what people are searching for, small business loans for. Oh, all these should become, if it makes sense. I'm not going to do ex-felons or convicted felons. No offense to ex-felons or convicted felons, just not my target audience. But I am going to do small business loans for minorities, women, veterans. Okay, I haven't done car dealers, LLC. So these are all perfect ones. Your title should match this. It should be in the first line of your description as many times in your keyword or in the description, keywords and transcription. If you do that, you're maximizing every video. Don't know which keywords to use? Get vidIQ. It's free. Now I can come in and type in the first one. Well, what are these guys doing? These guys are number one. I'm not number one. So they are number one. How are they number one? vidIQ, please teach me. And vidIQ says, well, all they're even doing is using these tags. Here's the tags that they're using. Grant money for veterans. That's brilliant. I've never used that. Veteran entrepreneurship. Never used that. So you can use vidIQ to even come in here and see what keywords they're actually using to target and then use those keywords to actually do your video on. Okay, so that is something super simple you could do. The key to YouTube is you need to release really good, consistent content. I've just shown you an easy way to do it by doing short videos, putting a bunch of videos out there. I also recommend that you go live on YouTube as well. And again, you should be using the exact same strategies that we talked about as well already. So for YouTube, we schedule all of our streams. Another thing that we're getting ready to do that we don't do is really good images, really good thumbnail images that we are going to start doing. We schedule them. We're going to do much better thumbnail images. You want to monetize your stream before you ever even go live. Put your keywords, put your description. You can do all of that stuff before the video even goes live. So if I come in here to edit crowdfunding decoded, which isn't even a live video yet, I can come in and add keywords. The description is here. It's all here. So the minute this thing goes public, you get a huge boost. You could see, if you get vidIQ, guys, you could see how much YouTube pushes to your videos live because they want people to do live videos. So set your whole video up before you ever go live. That's another thing that you could do to make sure that your live streams are good, and choose a format. If you want to do interviews, if you want to do screen shares, and you just looking at the camera, I choose PowerPoints. You have more than enough PowerPoints in your back office to do the same. YouTube Live is something else you could go to. So we could spend a whole session on YouTube, and I won't. I've got about 7 minutes, 10 minutes here. I'm going to wrap up with LinkedIn. So YouTube, something you should definitely do. I gave you a bunch of inside hacks that I think could really help you guys out. So let's go to LinkedIn. So if you haven't been to LinkedIn recently, you should go, but I will tell you it's very addictive. LinkedIn to me now is like what Facebook used to be before us marketers screwed the whole thing up, because there's just not really a lot of ads and stuff in here. It's all positive stuff. It's all great stuff. And you can see they basically just completely ripped off, which Topgolf, I love Topgolf. The place is awesome. So this is, you can see here, they basically just ripped off the same format as Facebook. As a matter of fact, as I was saying the other day, I gave my wife my LinkedIn. I said, check out my stream. Or I said, check out my newsfeed. And she scrolled down. She goes, yeah, what about it? I go, what do you think you're looking at? She goes, it's your Facebook newsfeed. I said, that's LinkedIn. And then she goes, give it back to me. No way, that's just LinkedIn? It looks just like Facebook. They've ripped off what makes Facebook good, but this is business to business, guys. It's where our customers lie. So first of all, get on here. Start regularly posting on LinkedIn. They just released video. You couldn't even use video on LinkedIn months ago. Now you can. So start posting your videos. Start posting content to LinkedIn as well. Make sure you develop a good profile. Get a good profile image. I have a call to action in all my header images. Use the keywords. It's just like everything else, and it updates in real time. If you want to target the words business credit, then put business credit everywhere. Look at mine. Ty Cradle. It's in my name. It's in my position. Okay. It's in my schooling. No, there is no Business Credit University. I created Business Credit University and put it in as a school just so I can have business credit mentioned multiple times here, so I rank high for it. Okay. It's all down here. Your things here should have what you do. Here's what we do. Here's a call to action. Get started right here. Then I come into my bio. Everybody puts their bio in. Here's how we can help you. Here's our call. Here's the call to action. Here's what we could do. We help you build business credit. We help you get loans. We help you offer both as a service. Here you go. You get started. And then I talk a little bit about me. And I recently changed this because I made mine extremely personal. I say, this is what I do. This is what I do for fun. Here's it. So again, it's very appealing to you. Maybe it's looking me up. Put videos here. Most people don't even know you could put PowerPoint slides or videos in every section. You can. Make sure you do that. Make sure you have as many articles and sections filled out as you can. What I've heard from the LinkedIn gurus that I've had on my podcast say that the more of these areas that they give you to fill out, languages you speak, etc., you do, the higher they will rank your actual company. What's your position? I have multiple. I'm a business credit expert. I'm a business loan specialist. Why do I do that? Because I want to rank with LinkedIn with both business loan and business credit. So I created 2 positions at the same business and included videos for both that talk about videos for both. Okay. Go out, collaborate, get with your friends, have them give you recommendations. You should do recommendations as well. I do a pretty horrible job of that, but those are all things that you should be doing on LinkedIn. So you should be coming in and developing this profile. Again, creating a LinkedIn group, and I might have talked about some of this stuff 2 weeks ago. I can't remember. Create a LinkedIn group. LinkedIn groups are dormant. Nothing's going on in them right now. But what's going to happen is they're going to start heavily promoting groups as well. So you want to create a group now. Our group is horrible. I need to do better with it than what we've done. You can see there's there's people liking that. That's actually surprising. I wonder how that happened. Oh, it's a pinned post. Yeah, it's a pinned post. That's why I'm like, why would people like my stuff in this group? Nobody post in the group. Nobody post in the group. I don't care. I want to tell LinkedIn I have a regular seasoned group. I am posting regular content. It has members. Help me, LinkedIn. And when LinkedIn starts going big on groups, then they're going to start pushing more people to your groups, and you're able to come in and get a lot of play. So groups will get you nowhere on LinkedIn right now. Nowhere. It's like a wasteland in groups. But once Microsoft starts attacking groups, which they will because Facebook is attacking groups, then what will happen is they will take the seasoned groups and start giving you more of a push that will help you get more promotion. So make sure that you're doing that, and make sure you're using access to all the features that LinkedIn gives you, or that LinkedIn gives you. So for example, the easiest things that we do is we congratulate people all the time. And I don't do this. My virtual assistant does this. I admit. So if you ever get a congratulations from me, it's not really from me. It's from Sarah. But Sarah still loves you, and Sarah is awesome. So I will tell you that this gets us more engagement than anything else, right? These people, this is Bob. Bob's on our team. I thanked him for his work anniversary. Sarah did, because we do everybody. When they come up and say that somebody has an anniversary or somebody has a birthday, then we do this. Hey, congrats on your work anniversary. Hey, happy birthday. Congrats on your work anniversary. We do this because it shows as a message to them, and there's nothing negative about that. Now, the LinkedIn strategies we tried to use in the past, but we've run out of space and time to do it, that we're going to start doing, is then go out to the people that you want to connect with and develop a strategy. So a simple messaging strategy is provide value like everything else. Hey, I just want to tell you I'm really glad that we're connected on LinkedIn. I hope to get to know you more. No solicitation, just that. Then the second post, hey, I see you're a business owner, and we just released this blog post on 12 different ways business owners can get credit lines. Thought you might like it. Enjoy. Now, again, once you develop the content for the strategy, a virtual assistant can do all the posting for you, so you don't have to, and then you could just handle the engagement, the responses you get. And then, the third post, provide value. Hey, I sent you this last time because I know you're a business owner. I just found this awesome article on whatever, what business owners need to know about 2018 that I thought you might like. Enjoy. Now you're just providing value. So now what happens is when they see a comment from you that says, hey, I know you're a business owner. I've reached out a few times before. Do you have any interest in getting business credit for your EIN that's not linked to your social, or getting a loan by chance? Now, when they see that message, they're not like, man, you're a scumbag, you're soliciting me. They see all these previous posts. They see that you reached out initially, that you came in and provided 2-3 articles and provided value and never asked for anything. Now they're more inclined. They've engaged with you before. They've seen you've provided value. You're just asking a simple question. That's the way that you really handle LinkedIn. And you guys got to think, I have like 5,000-6,000 people that follow me on LinkedIn. So if I'm doing that with 5,000-6,000 leads coming in and going, hey, what's up? Just wanted to say I'm happy we're connected. I love connecting with like-minded entrepreneurs. Hope all's well in your business. Boom, no solicitation. Hey, saw this article of value. Thought you might like it. 12 different ways to credit lines, loans. We just rolled this out. I don't know. Check it out. Maybe you like it. Now I'm going to release content that's not even mine. Hey, Entrepreneur Magazine just released this 10 things you need to know about running a business 2018. I love this article. Thought you might too. Wanted to share. See ya. It's very personal. Now, when I come in and the next message and go, hey, I know I've talked to you before about owning a business. By chance, are you interested at all in getting business credit for your EIN that's not like your social, or getting a business loan? Now, they're not going to look at me and think of it as a spam because I provided value. That's much better than, how people try to spam you in the initial request to connect. Hey, I'm Joe Smo, and I build websites, and I just wanted to tell you that if you want a website, here's 30 things you could do. Well, everybody ignores that. But something like this, where you're coming back and you're looking and you're seeing that people are engaging with you before, and there's a history here, well, then they're more inclined to actually speak to you and have a conversation. Wouldn't you? Like if this guy sent me something that said, hey, check out this article or whatever, and I look back at my stream like this and I see that they've conversed and they've just reached out with goodwill, and never actually asked me for anything, well, then in that case, I kind of feel obligated to reciprocate. And then in that case, I'm going to say, yeah, well, look, I'm not really interested. I'm cool with money right now. I'm going to say, yeah, I might be interested. I said, well, look, cool. There's a couple things I could, put you on the phone with one of my guys to talk more, or, I can get you a free guide. Which would you have more of an interest in? And again, all these can be canned. You can copy the article that you put, hey, I just saw the 10 coolest things you need to know in 2018 about running a business. That's not something you're going to make up and individually write for everyone. You're going to create that post, and you're going to give it to a virtual assistant. Go through every single one on my list and type in this message first. 2 days later, 3 days later, send them this message. 3 days later, send them this message. 4 days later, send them this request. And if you do that and you have 500 followers, well then, hey, what if 1% or 5% end up getting with you? It still could be 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 50, 100 new potential leads from you just doing it that way. And again, if you're focused and develop a strategy like that, then you develop a good strategy to add more people to LinkedIn, then it can be even more powerful as well, because LinkedIn in the past has restricted all these things. They won't let you do as much. Now with Microsoft, they're giving you more room for engagement and a greater ability to add more customers too. Or more people to your actual list. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up and answer any questions you have. Guys, we're going to revisit this stuff because I could probably do a whole hour on YouTube. I didn't even talk about you really using LinkedIn for mining and building lists and all the things you could do to market it, some of the basic strategies. But we've had a chance to go through quite a bit. We went through Instagram, we went through Pinterest, we went through Facebook, we went through Live, we went through LinkedIn, we went through Twitter, we went through most of the major social media platforms 2 weeks ago and today. So now hopefully you have a lot of cool things you could be doing for free to be able to get a lot of new customers. In our world, what we found is that this stuff doesn't happen immediately. So if you look at our group and go, oh man, you must be nice to have a group of all those people, but you have to understand, you weren't here and you're hearing about, maybe you were, if you were here 2 years ago, you saw the struggles of us trying to build this group. You saw us putting in group after group. Here, I'll show you what it looks like. This is exactly what I was saying. Business credit building course. This is what it looked like for about a year and a half. Okay. This is it. Our post. Well, the one post, no engagement. Here's our post. Our post. Here's a post with very little. This is a solicitation from them, actually. Here's my buddy Derek. We go live in each other's group. Our post, our post. There's no engagement. So this is what it was like for us for a year and a half. And I was talking to Megan today, and she said, how did you change it? I said, simple. We actually put out engaging comments. We started going out and saying, hey, does anybody here want to know the steps to build business credit? Hey, what kind of loan do you want? We started posting engaging content and people started engaging. The problem is that I don't personally have the time to create all this engagement and reply to it, which is why our stuff is laid dormant. You have an advantage here I don't have. We're getting ready to hire somebody to manage our social media channels because I don't have the time. I can't go create engaging content that people engage with and then reply to everybody. I don't have enough time. So you may have a time or may have somebody your time to do it. It's all about engagement. If you're engaging quickly, answering questions, sharing, asking engaging questions, you can start building groups. And when you start building a group and then they start to see that you have people, and then what happens is that's when you start to come in and start to build these big audiences. So I can tell you that whether it be YouTube, Facebook, anything we're doing, the reason we have the following we have now is we started early and we did it consistently no matter what happened. My podcast is the same way. I had very few downloads for over a year. And then what happened was this year, all of a sudden I started to get 3, 4, 5, 700 downloads to every episode because I stuck with it. So you have to roll this stuff out, the podcast, the YouTube, you have to roll it out, be consistent with it, make time to do it. And eventually you gain enough traction where you reach a tipping point, and then YouTube and Facebook and all of them start to mass promote you. And then you have massive exposure, but you have to start knowing you're not going to get a lot of exposure, knowing you're going to have to work up to it, knowing it's going to take time. And then, and doing so, you build a foundation. That's why I'm telling you to get into LinkedIn now. Build a group, start posting in LinkedIn. Guys, this is where it's going to be. This is going to be one of, if not the biggest social media channel that's out there, especially for business owners. And so what you need to do is get in now before everybody else is getting in. Start posting regularly. Start putting articles on here. Start putting videos on here. Get a group, because what's going to happen is when LinkedIn sees that you're seasoned and you consistently deliver, then they start promoting your stuff more because they can depend on you. And then all of a sudden you blow up. So LinkedIn is where you need to be. We've been in groups since early days. We've been live streaming since early days. And so now when we do things, they give us the authority because we've earned it. That's why I'm telling you to take some of these hacks. So if you guys have any questions, go ahead and type them. I want to get them answered. So Ollie says, what happened to Modic? What is being replaced with? We will be refunded for business out, the service we never used. Yeah, Ollie, just get with our team. If you get with our team, support at creditsuite.com, we are moving you to a superior service with no change in price, ultimately. Modic said they could do a lot of things that they just weren't able to do. And so, for example, the idea of Modic was for them to take our templates and clone them into yours, which is exactly what we were told the whole system was based to do. We built all of this development resources into it. And what happened was they weren't carrying your logos over. They weren't doing some of the things they said they could do. And eventually we said, we're not going to work with a company that can't do what they say they're going to do. So in that case, what we ended up doing was we ended up switching, or we're in the process of switching to Active Campaign. And that switch will take place within weeks. But again, in that case, a lot of our clients have still had access to Modic. They were still setting it up and they were still using it. Was just Modic was manually setting them up instead of automatically. If you should never have to pay for what you didn't use. So if you were ever charged for something you didn't have access to, immediately get with support at creditsuite.com. Let support at creditsuite.com know. And what they're going to do is they're, of course, make sure that you're refunded or whatever needs to be done to make sure that you weren't charged for something you didn't use. But most of our clients had access to Modic. They just, it was manually being set up on Modic's end, which we eventually got sick of. So yeah, just give us support at creditsuite.com. We're definitely going to make sure you're taken care of. No problem, Molly. Okay, any other questions, guys? Go ahead and type them in. I'm going to wrap up. Anything else we can help with, let me know. I will revisit this with Active Campaign when this is all rolling out. Our dev team is in the process of moving everything over now, which ironically, we were going to start with Active Campaign, and our dev team made a last-minute decision to go to Modic. Now they're making a decision to go back to Active Campaign, and I think Active Campaign will better be able to deliver what we're doing. But that's just kind of the repercussion of doing something that's not really been done before, right? Us building all the logic for you and cloning it is not an easy thing because we have so much logic. But the good news is that when they get this done within the month, which should be, all your landing pages are already built now. The landing pages will be done. So we will have the landing pages when your website's set up. Your website will be set up. The landing pages will be set up. All that will be integrated. So they're doing that transition now. And if you have any questions through that process, just let us know, guys. Support at creditsuite.com. I'm going to wrap this up. I'll see you next Tuesday at 3 o'clock Eastern, where we're going to dive into more tips, tactics, and hacks that will help you grow your business. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day. I will see you next Tuesday at 3 o'clock Eastern. Thanks, everybody.